Like, this is your role, this is your role. He went through everybody's role. He said, Jamal, don't nobody say nothing to him about the shots he takes.
All right, so welcome to the platform. We have a Seattle legend in the building. 3-time Sixth Man of the Year award winner, Mr. Jamal Crawford. What's up, bro? How are you doing?
Bro.
Welcome to the platform, baby.
Welcome to the platform.
Long enough to get here, but I'm here now.
Hey, you here
Man,
now?
you
and
here,
welcome
bro.
to MJ Monday.
MJ Monday.
Every day could be his day, but we're going to do it Monday.
Absolutely. Ooh. Speaking of that, we're going to get right to the money.
Get right to it.
Right to the money. Talk to us, MJ. Let's hear it.
What you think about the doc?
The best we'll ever see. The best will be here 1,000 years from now. Like, man, the dude is so. When you're great at something, I don't care. Look, Jay-Z said years ago, I'm the Mike Jordan of rap, right? So when you're the best at something, the very best of the best, the all-time best, they say this guy is the Michael Jordan of this, right? Like, he's the greatest of all greats to me in any sport. He's the best athlete in any sport. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, any challenge you threw at him, he was going to do something better about it. Oh, he can't shoot. Okay, he working on his jump. Oh, a scoring champion can't win a championship. Okay, I'll show you I can do that. Oh, he's slipping a little bit. So he goes win 3 championships, goes and plays another sport, came back and won 3 more. Like, you know what? Mike was so good. At 40 years old, he averaged 20 points for the Wizards, and we said it's a down year. My man was
crazy.
Hey, that's crazy.
My man was 40.
Crazy.
And before he got hurt, y'all, him and Kobe was the only 2 that year averaging 25 and 5. 25 points and 5 assists. Only him and Kobe. Then he got hurt. He was 40 years old.
And he played 82 games that year at 40.
82.
And he played 82 games 9 times. Like my man did this game.
Whoa. Run that stat back. We just can't let you go over that. We don't want them to miss that.
Say that one more time, man.
Say that one more time.
82 games 9 times. In another season, I believe he went like 79 games. Another season, he went 80 games.
That's called what you call durability in the league where they was playing football.
Oh, that was Dale House. They was playing on concrete tackling. They was just acting a fool out there.
Man.
Jamal, so did you get a chance to play against Mike when you came in?
I did. So backstory to that. So I'm going through the draft process, right? And my dad tells me, he's like, hey, Jordan likes your game. I'm like, this is before social media, this is any of that. So I'm like, Dad, what you mean he likes my game? He's like, I'm telling you, he likes your game. Fast forward, I get drafted by the Bulls. I already had a relationship with Tim Grover, worked out with him. So one morning he calls me at like 6:30 in the morning. We have a game that day, so shoot-arounds at like 10. He calls like, hey, MJ said you can meet him. I'm like, what? So I take off down there, right? I'm living in Evanston at the time.
Yeah.
So I go right by Northwestern. So I go straight down to Hoops, right downtown. So I get down there and I get to the gym. It's only Tim, me, and MJ in the gym, in the weight room. He's in the weight room. It's 6:30 in the morning, 6:45 in the morning, right? He's been there since like 5:30 or 6. When I walked down, never forget, he was doing like a defensive slide drill. Oh, that's the first thing I saw him doing, the defensive slide drill. And I didn't want to do too much talking. He's working out. So I'm talking in between sets. He's like, yeah, I've been liking your game for a while. He's like, we could work out this summer. Fast forward again, that summer I worked out with him at Hoops. And the next summer, we played together every single day, just like you do your runs, Chris, and we didn't lose one time. And when I say one time, we didn't lose one time, like not one time that day. We didn't lose one game within that whole summer. We went and we played against everybody. Everybody was there. Ray Allen was there.
Wow.
That's right. Ray was there. Antoine Walker was there. Mike Finley was there. Juwan Howard. It was Penny Hardaway came. Like everybody. We never lost. And he's 40, right? And he just took a liking to me after that. I started going to his house. He picked me to be in a commercial with him. Like we just became tight. And the reason my dad knew that was because my dad went to Oregon. He played, and he went there with Amar Rashad. And Amar Rashad. But my dad never told me that part. So I was like, oh, okay, he's telling the truth. But he never told me that. So that was that.
It's crazy.
That's a great story.
It's crazy you said that because Tim Grover just made a tweet about that. He said that you guys had like 3 referees and everything. And he was comparing his runs to like what we do now. He was like, we've been doing that. So it was kind of cool that you touched base on that.
Nobody, his mind frame, he wanted the summer to be like games. So they had scoreboards, they had referees. Like, it was all like dialed in. It felt like a real game. You had all that talent out there, and dudes with egos of summer, like, we getting after it. And MJ was saying the way I stay sharp is to go at it in the summer. You know what I mean? So when I go to the season, it's not like it's a drop off.
Well, Jay, I got to ask you this question real quick, since I saw Magic complain about this during the doc yesterday. Was he getting every foul call or what?
Like, but he wasn't then, and maybe he wasn't because he may have told the rest beforehand, "Hey, don't call nothing," so he can get his body used to the physicality to get in shape. You know what I mean? So he wasn't getting them in, not at all. It was just normal procedure.
When you look at that summer regimen, like me, whenever players get a chance to like see other players work,
right,
you kind of pick up on things that nobody else has an opportunity to pick up on.
Yeah.
What is one of those things that you picked up from Mike that nobody, like, it's from your perspective, but you was like, that's a difference in him.
So the first time I met him, right, the first thing I think is, first off, he's in the gym doing defensive slides. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he's 40 years old. He's here at 6 in the morning doing defensive slide. So that was the first thing that struck me, was work ethic. And if you go full circle, you remember Kobe, we all heard the legendary story Kobe's about, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. workouts. It came from MJ and the Breakfast Club. So Mike been doing that, you know what I'm saying? But he's giving Kobe the game. This is how you do it. This is what you do. And Kobe, being the student he was, he took it and put his own remix on it. Okay, MJ's going at 5, I'm going to go at 4. You know what I mean? He put his own remix to it.
Right,
What struck with me was the work ethic and how particular he was. One day, we at the gym, he got on a yellow Jordan outfit, tucked in perfectly, yellow Jordan shoes that probably still ain't never came out. Outside, he has a yellow Ferrari to match it. So, like, everything was so detailed and so like meticulous and so, like, it was no wasted nothing. Like, he had everything was planned out, and from the way he dressed to the cars he drove, everything was planned out. But the work ethic struck with me instantly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, welcome, Holiday.
What's up, y'all?
Well, Jay, Holiday.
Jamal, what's
Most
up with you,
underrated
bro?
defenders in the league.
Oh,
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you, my
Yes,
guy.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Hey,
people-
JC, Holiday got a little bit of that Seattle action up there. You know
I
what I mean?
got 4 years of it.
He ain't from here, but he get that love like he is, because he went
Yeah,
to school
no,
up here.
I appreciate it, man. I love Seattle, and all the dudes up there too have always been you, Jason, Terry, everybody always just held it down for all the people that came through. But specifically, if you're from Washington, there's so much love up there for like the people from Washington. I love it up there, man.
Hey,
Especially Seattle.
Jay Crossover. I gotta admit, man, y'all got a nice squad up there from y'all region. Y'all region is people sleep on y'all region. Y'all got some, like, y'all you can put a 5 together that can compete against any state or city.
What's crazy about it is, when I was coming out of high school, going D1 was like the big thing. So, like, more guys was going to college and getting scholarships to go play football. It wasn't like a basketball time, right? But then we had Doug Christie, he was a little bit before us, and we had like Mike Dickerson, James Edwards, and then Jason Terry went, and then I went. And then after that, the door just like opened up because the AAU became more prevalent. Guys up here start playing AAU, more people start seeing them. Then we had the Martell Websters going out of high school, you know what I mean, being lottery picks. So it was just took off. And one thing I will say about us is we're all like a community. We all stick together. If Spencer Halls has a softball game, he knows 10 of us are going to play in it. If I got a pro-am, I know they all going to play in it. If Nate Robinson got a bowling activity, charity thing, we all going to be there. So we all support each other that way, which makes it kind of special.
There's no lie, I've seen it.
Ooh.
I've seen it happen so many times.
Yeah.
They always hold each other down, bro.
So
Always.
let's throw that Washington question out there then. So Brandon Roy,
Yeah.
his name always comes up, and his name comes up in a fact of, like, people knew his potential, but since he didn't get a chance to, because of injuries, he didn't get a chance to showcase everything. How special was Brandon?
In a 6-year span, right? His last year college All-American, up for the Wooden Award. Rookie year, Rookie of the Year. All-Star, then he gets hurt.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So the trajectory was like crazy. And I remember we was going over a scout report. You know, they knew I knew him. That was my bro. So they like, tell us about it. You know, it's the first time we playing the Knicks. I said, he can go right, he can go left, he can shoot, he can play the mid-range, he can post. So I went through the whole thing, and I said, honestly, he ain't got no weaknesses. And then my teammates kind of got upset, like, man, you're talking about one of the best players ever. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, he ain't got I'm telling you, right? So the thing about Brandon that was special was he was so smart in his IQ. He played like he had headphones on. So no matter what you did, you couldn't speak. I say Luke is kind of like that. Like, you can't speed him up. You can't fluster him. He's playing his own pace. He's doing his own dance, his own rhythm, and you can't do nothing about it. He's bigger than you think he is, a little more athletic than you think he is. B-Roy is one of the coaches, for sure.
Any clutch ball.
Oh, man.
Oh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's buckets.
It's a bucket. It's a bucket. And he always makes the right plays. Like, that was the thing that was most frustrating about it, because sometimes I can't think of a great scorer who didn't force it every now and then. He never forced it. Like, he just, oh, you got it. Okay, they're helping. Let me make this pass over here. You know what I mean? So that's just how he moved.
Yeah. Wow. So Jay, what made you go to Michigan? I know that was a big thing for you, being a Seattle guy coming out, and then a one-and-done player too as well. What made you decide to go there?
Fab Five took over my life. When I saw them on TV and I saw the swagger they had with the bald heads and the baggy shorts, and the dogs they had, and the black socks and black shoes, it was over. It was over. So it's crazy. When I was a kid, I'm literally 19 years old. I'm in the backyard shooting. If I make this shot, I'm going to Michigan. If I make this shot, I'm going to NBA. And I would happen to make that shot, but I'm 19 years old. There's probably kids all over the world doing that. So to have the opportunity to go, I went on a visit, committed right afterwards. So I committed really early in my senior year because I knew that's what I wanted to do.
How was the transition moving to the Midwest, man? Because the Midwest, that's my neck of the woods. How was that transition? I know it's a little different.
That was tough, Cole, because I had never experienced cold like that. You know what I mean? So I'm going down there. I'm thinking I ain't have no big coat or nothing. So the first month, I was crazy. So the first month, I'm getting homesick, everything. But once the season started rolling, we started practicing everything, I was cool. But it was fun times. And if you look at the athletes that was there, Charles Woodson had just left football. I went to school with Tom Brady. So like we were at the same time, basketball, football.
Oh, man.
Together every day.
The GOAT.
Everything. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun once the season got rolling.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. I'm an Ohio State Buckeye guy, but you know I respect the Michigan basketball. I gotta give respect to the Michigan basketball. But
when I was there, Ohio State had Scooty Penn and Mike Red.
Absolutely.
And they was go-getters. I love both of them. Yeah, they was go. We was on the same draft too, but.
You see, I'm rocking my Buckeye colors right now, all the time, baby.
I wasn't gonna say nothing about it, but I saw it.
Hey, I rock the O all the time, baby.
Especially like basketball and especially football. That's the big rivalry, Ohio State, Michigan. You know that.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your game, though. Jay crossover. Where does your game come from? You have one of the most unique games.
I'm about to say unique
to ever play. Like. Obviously, there's been a lot of great players, but when you talk about the uniqueness and style of play, you had one of the most unique games ever. Talk to me about your game and where did it come from?
So my 10 favorite players in order, right? It's Michael, Magic, Isaiah, Iverson, Kobe, Gary Payton. Then it's like T-Mac, Grant Hill, Penny, and Garnett. So I used to always watch all of them, and I watch Nick Van Exel, I watch Baron Davis, and I try to steal something from all of them. Right, so when I was a kid, when I was like 13, 14, I used to ask people like, who I play like, and they would be like, nobody really. And as a kid, I'm like, well, dang, the best players in the NBA, if you say I don't play like nobody, I don't think I'm gonna make it, right? But then now I'm thankful for it because I really don't think there's nobody that plays like me.
Nobody.
You know, I'm not saying it like I'm bragging.
Nobody.
No, it's facts. Talk.
That's what I was gonna say. Nobody played.
Bro. Nobody played like you, bro.
No,
I know.
Like so.
Nobody,
right? The guy, bro. Like half the time I'm on the court, when I get the ball, I really feel like I can do anything. Like I can make it up on the fly and do it. Like I can lose the ball, get it back, and turn it into the move. But I think that's a gift because I don't take credit for it. It's just I've become so comfortable with the ball and so comfortable doing something. It's like a jolt that goes through me. Like, oh, you on stage, go perform. So I've always been fearless ever since I was a kid, and I always kind of played my own way. But I watched all those guys that I mentioned and just stole from all of them, trying to make my own game.
That's exactly it, because obviously I've guarded you plenty of times before, and as a defender, Cole knows you know what guys want to do. But every time I guard you, it's like, bro, you don't know what you don't know what he's gonna pull out. I mean, and like you said, there's not many people that are like that. And I've guarded, you played plenty of basketball, and there's not even no kids that play the game like you though. No one's like playing like, oh yeah, he like Jamal. No one. Like you really like the only one, bro. Like, which is dope. Yes, I mean it's hard. It's hard to emulate though. It's not. I mean, I know something that's easy to you probably, but it's not easy to. It's not easy to duplicate that because it's always it's no like some people's stuff is always premeditated. Know what they want to do. Your stuff is just reaction, or I'm gonna do this, but it's just not the normal stuff, which is dope. And if someone can get that, bro, it's valuable.
How did you work on your game, JC? Like, how did that happen? Like, did you do drills or did you just instincts?
Both, I think, because my dad played, so he put the ball in my hands early, but I never let it go. So if I'm going through the mall, I got a ball with me. If I'm going to the movie theater, I got a ball. If I'm walking down the street, I'm shaking people. I'm shaking people. They look at me walking back, they feel like I'm crazy, right? But I'm shaking strangers as they walk, just always thinking like, what can I do? What can I do? When I would fly on the planes, the basketball's my one carry-on. So dribbling the ball for me, honestly, is like breathing. Like it's just like, I feel like I can do anything, bro. Like some of my best moves in the NBA, I've never pulled out because I was saving for All-Star game. So all this, so all this is just instinct in my mind. My mind.
Go ahead.
All right, my mind, my back, the back, my feet, and my hands are all connected. So they're all thinking the same thing. So that's why, like Jay Holiday said, if you make me do something once, I'll do it twice. You make me do it twice, I'll do it 3 times. You make me do it 3, I may do it twice. So I'm just a counter boxer, right? I'm like, if Floyd, I'm a counter boxer. I'll do something just to get you to react and see what you do. I'm gonna play.
Trust me. I know. I've guarded you before, and I no. I'm just saying, like from experience, like I'm letting people know, like what he's saying is true because I pay attention. So I was guarding. Okay, cool. That's what he did. I'm about to be on that next time. I think you like one time made a move and shot the jumper, right? Came back, made a move, hezzied me, and he was gone. I was like, okay, dang. So the next time I went, hezzied was trying to beat the basket. It's a floater. Like it changes every time. I'm telling you, I've experienced it. I've experienced it and seen it firsthand of him switching on you every time, which again is valuable.
JC, crazy is you one of the best defenders. You and Cole. Cole used to always bother me because he get up underneath me. Mm-hmm. I didn't like when low guards got up underneath me. Right? I'm 6'5". I don't want no low guards.
You know what you used to do though? You used to, for me, you used to rise up and try to get the 4-point play.
Yep.
So I had to
and you gonna foul him?
I had to make sure I get my hand stuck in the cookie jar.
You gonna foul him? Exactly what happened.
And we all know it's always the game within the game, right? So I'm always thinking, I'm like, okay, Cole's aggressive. I got to somehow try to use this against him where he can give me a little bit of space. Or I'm going to put him in a pick and roll so I can get him off me and then dance. You know what I mean?
Right.
And with Holiday, sometimes I got to run another guard on guard screen to get the matchup I want. And then if I hit 4 in a row, okay, if he comes in, I can be able to adjust. I got a feel for it. I can get it going. So it's always
I swear it seemed like every time I got a good – let me just say this. I feel like every time I got a good contest on your shot, like hand-to-hand, that mess was cash. Every time.
I shoot better with people.
I know. I promise you, it was like, bro, I got it. I got to get it. My hand would be like this. And this bow. No, it's true. It's the truth.
Bro, it gives me too much time to think. And I'd be like, so I don't shoot well when I'm wide open.
I've been like right on it, cash every time. That's just like certain stuff I always think about because after games you think about things, and I have like a catalog of everyone, and that's every time I feel like I'm close, I got that one, cash. I'm like, dang, every time.
So Jay, what I was saying was me and you were talking about playing with 2 feet in the air. You call it hovering. So like I want to get into the detail of that because I don't think the reason why a lot of people can't mimic you is because they don't understand the hovering maneuver. And we talked about the detail of it, of being able to play sometimes with 2 feet off the ground.
Before you explain it, is that something that you worked on or that just come natural for you?
Both. Once it came natural, I started working on some development.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes I'll just do stuff to see what I can do, what I can't do, and save it for later. So the hovering kind of came because remember when we were growing up, or especially I'm a little older than you guys. So when I was growing up, Allen Iverson had the best crossover, right? It was always left to right. And then people start catching on to it. That's how I kind of started going behind the back. I'm like, well, what can I do to cross over that is different from just going left to right? So I started going behind the back, start playing with it. And the hover for me, what it does is, like we talked about, is when you get 2 feet off the ground, when you do that, the defender has to stop. That's all I want. It's because you can't keep shuffling your feet. You got to stop when I stop, right? Yeah. So my whole game, especially like the foundation of it is the hover dribble because I can get the ball in my life, right? and my size, I always size you up. So I got the ball in my left hand. I may hesitate and pull. I may hesitate and keep going. I may hesitate and cross. I switch the same ball over to my right hand and do the same 3 moves. Now I got 6 moves off of one starting point, right? So then, now you may make a mistake and reach. Well, if you reach, we'll go behind the back, you may reach again, I may come back to my legs, and I may hands up and then go get a layup or whatever. So it gives me my starting point to get you to react, and then I go from
Hold on, wait. You're not just about to say that like it's just
Yup.
that, though. You're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you just skip over that. Hey, you see how simple he did? He said, don't let you make the mistake and reach. I'm going to go behind my back.
It'd be that simple for him. You be watching him. He be out there.
I'm
normal. It's not his normal is not normal for us. And I'm not trying to do this just to gas you. I'm doing it because it's facts.
the best defenders I played against.
It's facts.
For real.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Real talk. Appreciate that.
It's very similar to what you said, JC, when you compare yourself to a boxer. When I was looking at that, because my technique that we train with is called shadow boxing. And when I look at your game, I look at you as a Floyd Mayweather. See, Floyd Mayweather never wants to get hit, but he's always in a position to score.
Yep.
And the way your game is that you never let people get into your body frame. So like they never could take advantage of you if they were stronger, because you just like move around them.
Yeah.
Something that I think people have to have plenty of reps, and they have to have a freelance mind to be able to get to that level. But that's what I would compare it to when you look at boxers like a Floyd Mayweather never wants to get hit.
No, and that's my thing. Like, I couldn't have played as long as I did if I was taking that kind of pounding, taking that beat. So for me, obviously, I'm not the biggest guy. And so I'm like, okay, how am I going to use their aggressiveness against them? So if they want to get into my body, that's to their advantage. So I almost got to be like a ghost, like you're guarding a ghost. You can try to reach and you can't catch him, right? So that's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, I may do something to get him to react. Oh, he didn't react? I'm going to do it again. He's frozen. Now I'm going to go by. So it's always a game within the game. And my mind's always working. My mind's really sharp as far as that goes. Like, I'm really, really quick and sharp when I can make something up. And I think having long arms helps, to be honest with you, because I can be in 2 places at once, right? No, see,
I love it. I love it because you giving what you're doing, Jay,
explains it a little bit.
You giving knowledge, because me and you had a conversation, and I think back, and I'm always thinking about, I take bits and pieces from each one of the guys I work with, right. and you figure out if it could work for younger guys and what can't. And like you said, it's just so unique. It's funny that you talk about being in 2 places at once, and then the hover dribble. It's like it's game. So
it's important though, because it explains. I talk a lot to my I have camps, and I go back to Cleveland State and talk to the players, and they ask me about the NBA, and I tell them, it's the elite of the elite. It's not average. It's not good. It's not very good. It's the 1 percentile or less than 1 percentile of the population. It's 7 billion people. Yeah, it's 300. It's 300 spots in the league. It's 7 billion people. So that's like 0.00 like something percent. So it's the people that are the best at what they do. And like you said, sometimes you can be 2 places at once. When your arms is that long and your feet are that quick, and you have people who are 7 foot who can be at the free throw line and at the rim contesting shots. A guy who can handle the ball, get to the rim, or pull up and shoot from 3 can actually do 2 or 3 things at one time. So it explains to the uniqueness of an NBA player.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Described it perfectly. Like, that's what hovering is. Like, when you hover over something, you kind of here, you're kind of there. So when you can hover dribble, like, especially if you got long arms, you can really be 2 places at once. Sometimes you'll do a move and you're like, okay, I know I'm going to do another move, and I know he's going to react to that one. So as soon as he reacts, I'm acting like I'm going that way. And I know I'm coming back over. So it's going to make the crossover even worse. It's going to be his momentum, my momentum going different ways. You know what I mean? So it's just being in 2 places at once.
Has a coach ever tried to change your style of play? Because one thing I've always noticed, no matter what team you went to, you played like Jay Crossover. And, some guys who have that in their game, a lot of it is stripped if they go to the wrong coach or the wrong system. Like Steph Curry was blessed to go to a place where they didn't tell him those shots are unacceptable. You know what I mean? So explain that. Same thing with Allen Iverson. He had a unique game, and he went to a place that allowed him to play his game without a coach trying to strip him of that. So explain that.
So the first part of that, to be honest with you, where I come from, like they would have been disappointed in me if I played one way in the playgrounds and how I play, and then go somewhere else. Like, oh, because I'm kind of representing them too. You know what I mean? I was one of the first ones to make it for my city, especially for this generation. So they was like, nah, you got to go rap. And I didn't have a thought of changing. There's been people that try to harness it sometimes and slow it down. But my thing, and that's one of the things I'm probably most proud about in my career, I've had 19 coaches, and I've never once lost myself, right? I stayed true to, and I adjusted. I was able to adjust and still be the whole time. And that's part of it. Like, I was like, I'm never going to lose. So if I play in the summer, if I play in the games, it's going to be the exact same thing. So it ain't like, okay, I've been playing this way. Now I got to be like, dang, I can't do this. I got to go over here. No, I play the exact same way. So either you're going to like it and I'm for you, or you won't and I'm not. And I understand both sides.
And you accepted that. You accepted, like, hey, if you don't accept it, hey, I'll get traded or I'll sit down. Like, you had that much confidence in yourself.
Yeah, but it's tough to do that.
It is tough to do. You got to be mentally, like,
you got to
really locked in with it. Like,
I mean, but it makes sense. It makes sense for somebody that, again, I talk to Chris about this. Chris talks to me about this all the time, about the mental blocks. You know, and with someone that, right, and that goes for how people talk about you. That goes for how you think about yourself. Like, the reason why your handle is the way it is, you play the way it is, because there's not many blocks in your head that stop me from doing things.
No.
And I think that correlates directly into you playing your game regardless of who the coach is, 100%.
For sure. And the part about it, like, you got to have such a belief that you know that your style is good for the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know you can be effective. You can help your team doing it. So you stay true that you master who you are and never stop growing with it. And then, you know, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. That's the mindset of a great, period.
Jay, a lot of people don't realize this too. Like, when you came in your rookie season, you came when Jordan had just left the Bulls. You came to the Bulls. Can you talk about that too? You know, and was Jerry your GM at that time too, as well? He brought you in. Yeah, his talent evaluation.
Is good.
Bro, he had, before me, he drafted Elton Brand, who won a rookie year after 10. Ron Artest at the time, who's Meta World Peace. Right? Like, so he did well in the drafts. Like, he drafted Jay Will, who I thought would be a star if he would stay healthy, because he was just figuring out the game towards the end of his rookie year. So even Kirk Heinrich had a hell of a career. He drafted
hell of a career.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
hell of a career.
Yeah, he started really, like, figuring it out for us. Like, we were like, dang, because they had their run, right? Jordan, and nobody's going to top that. But to be like, okay, we got our 6 championships. Now we got to restart. Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry, like, these dudes, they're both champions. You know what I mean? Like, so he started figuring it out. Like, okay, we got to rebuild. This is what we got to do. And the people we built with, I thought was going to be young, great talent.
How was your pressure level dealing with that? You know, because that was really literally right after, you know, Jordan left in the championships. Was there a lot of pressure on you as a rookie or no? Not
really, but the tickets were already sold out. They had sold out like years in advance. So my first year and second year, we're the youngest team in the league, right? And the fans knew, like, okay, it's going to be a rebuilding year. My rookie year, Jerry thought he was going to get Grant Hill, Tim Duncan, and
wow! You gotta explain that, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously MJ just retired, right?
Yeah. We
have all this cap space, and so we have all these rookies, and he was like, "We're gonna go back and look. I guarantee Grant, Tim, and T-Mac were all free agents." And Jerry wholeheartedly believed we would get all 3 of them, even if we get 2 of them at the time.
Right.
Right.
Y'all to pick them right where y'all left off.
Yeah.
Especially if they get Timmy D.
That's crazy.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. He thought so. So, I mean, he shot for it too.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
What's your belief, Jake? Because Krause gets a lot of heat. You know, he gets a lot of praise for, you know, putting that talent together back when MJ, you know, they won those championships. But he also gets a lot of heat for kind of saying, you know, the organization wins championships, you know, rather than so much giving the appropriate credit to the players, which, you know, God rest his soul, you know, you hate to speak about the dead, but that was the opposition with the players and him. He was talking about, you could look at the Jordan documentary last night. All he was talking about was, man, the organization won this, the organization. But really, the players win the championship on the court. The organization facilitates it. And so what's your thoughts on that?
It's tough because always hear that most geniuses are a little out of touch with the world, just a little bit,
sir.
right? A little differently. So he had to be a genius to put that team together. But I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to speak about that, but I wouldn't have broke that up at the end. Like, think about in today's time. We like, man, we're going to ride this till the wheels fall off. When somebody beat us, right, then we out.
That's what we did in Miami for sure.
Nah, this is it, right? I don't care if Phil go 82-0, this is it. Right. So you wish it could have continued on, but he deserves kudos for putting it together. So that's just tough because he put it together and he took it apart, right? So it's like, that's a tough deal.
I'm just sitting here playing the what if game in my brain now, Jay. That if you would have been, if my, I'm just sitting here thinking like, well, wait a minute. If Michael would have been your vet with Pippen,
that'd
Kerr,
be crazy, bro.
Dennis, what do you think? Phil Jackson?
It'd have been
Like,
nuts, bro.
So see, to kind of put in perspective, I spent 2 summers with Jordan, right? In the first summer, before I tore my ACL on the court with him. I don't know if people know that or not. But the first time I was with him, I literally felt my game going like this till I was through the roof. Like he had my confidence on a whole nother place. And you hear this best player ever. This ain't like an all-star or a player or Hall of Fame. This is the best ever saying, no, you got it. You can do it, right? So I'm like, man, I'm gassed at that point. So imagine getting that every day with Pip.
Every day.
Feel like, come on, man.
And they got your back. So when you don't got it, you know they're gonna pick it right up for you.
Come on, man. I'm a rookie, so I probably ain't even playing, but the practices to see what I'll be seeing, like that stuff lasts a lifetime.
100%.
Wow. That's
a whole nother deal.
I didn't even think about that, bro. That'd have been
I just started thinking about it, and I'm thinking like, wait a minute. I think JC, you would have played because if you noticed the way Michael was talking to Burrell, he wasn't picking on him. He was saying, "Hey man, you can go. You need to give up some of this other stuff. You need to get this up to do this." And he always was looking for a running mate. So Mike wasn't trying to do it, but he's like, "Man, don't leave me hanging. I'm trying to go win this."
Right. So one of his quotes he said in one of the episodes, like when he's talking about Pitt, one of the early episodes, he said, "I'll fight with you, just so you gonna fight." You know what I mean? Like, I'll fight with you, just show me you gonna fight. I'll be right here with you. So like getting that game from him and like talking a little bit, picking his brain, I did it enough in the summer, so I couldn't imagine doing it year round.
Yeah, right.
Fast forward a little bit. Let's fast forward to Doc. Okay, and you know the era Doc played in. You played so well under Doc, and I can't even stunt like you like you had a lot of success under Doc. It's been a lot of players that have a lot of success under Doc. What made Doc such a special coach? And he's been able to transcend for now generation, like almost a decade or so.
So what makes Doc special? So it's crazy that early in the preseason, when he first got there, he wasn't like really running through plays to me like that, right? And he was like, he pulled me aside, like, "Hey, I've never had a player like you off the bench." He said, "So it's a learning process for me too." But then he empowered me, right? So Doc was like, he pulled all of us in front of each other. He was like, "This is your role, this is your role." He went through everybody's role. He said, "Jamal, don't nobody say nothing to him about the shots he takes."
Oh, that is
About what?
Whoa.
Shots he takes.
Right? He said, "Don't
man.
nothing to him about the shots he takes." He said, "He's going to help us win." He said, "And I'll deal with it." He said, "But Jamal, now that I'm giving you that, you got responsibility too. If they double team you, you got to make plays." So he never used what you did, because a lot of coaches are like, "Oh, Jamal don't play defense like that. Jamal ain't, whatever." He never used what I didn't do against me. He just uplifted what I did do. And that's his genius.
Wow.
Right? So he kind of like got out the way. He was like,
So much sense.
"That's what you do."
That does make sense.
And that explains why you played like that for the Clippers.
I mean, I'm thinking about the whole
Hey.
Bro, that's what people are like, "Oh, he's getting older. His game changing." I'm like, no, he just had me in a different situation.
Right.
How you gonna use against me for not being able to beat me? You got me playing a different style, which is okay. I'm not complaining. but don't use it against me and say, oh, he's not the Jamal Crawford when you got me playing a whole different style.
Right.
That's why the last month of the season, this last season was so important. The last month of the season, I averaged 31 points off the bench. That's my highest scoring month in my career. Crazy. And I did that. So, no, I can still go. I'm just being asked to be a mentor.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for when you let me go.
That's why the 50-point game was so important. Off the bench, like I need to show I can go.
Hey, listen.
If it was any doubt, because we talked about this when you was off the air, me and Chris talked about that. We said, hey, listen, this age stuff about age and all that, it's a myth. If you can hoop, you can hoop, and it don't got nothing to do with how old you are. And we said you specifically. We said, but that man might have been the oldest guy in the league history other than Kobe to put up 50.
50.
You know who had the record before I did it? Micheal Jordan.
The GOAT. That explains it.
Yeah,
that explains it. That explains it. Hey.
And I did it off the bench. Like, come on, man. But
that's you don't gotta say it. You ain't gotta say it. I'll say it because I
appreciate it.
Yep, and the close second is Manu Ginobili and Lou Will. But we go there.
It's close, but it ain't even close. We know that close.
It's close, but it ain't.
It ain't that close. But JC, you still right now with COVID going on, and I'm thinking about, we've been having a lot of basketball conversations about what it's going to look like when the season try to resume, being a shorter series. You're going to need, they're going to have an opportunity. They can sign some guys like you. Hopefully you in the gym because they're going to have to play their bench because when you take 2 months off, you run into injuries.
Yeah, for sure.
And so have you been thinking about that? And, because I know for sure that you should be one of the first guys that should be picked up to audition to finish the season off for teams that want to try to win a championship.
Yeah, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, and I watched a lot of Melo interviews, and there's moments, I'm going to be honest with you, there's moments where you wake up in the day and you're like, man, like, how long is this going to last? Is it going to change? You know what I mean? So really, you're just working out for the love that you have for the game, and you want an opportunity to go out there and stay ready. But I'm working out for me because I don't have more faith that they're going to just wake up and like, I hope so. I pray they do. But I've been over here for 8 months. You know what I mean? Like, man, at what point do you say, man, like you just got to really do it for you? And I still do the training and everything, but it's more for me and the love I have for the game than hoping that something happens with them.
That's crazy.
Man, it happened, man. Hey, like Melo had that perseverance. He stayed ready. Now he having his time. I think the same thing for you because you could definitely contribute to some winning teams right now.
And
for sure.
There's been times where I was losing my faith, but seeing Melo get signed that restored it. Like, oh, okay, maybe it ain't, Vest can still come out there and help. So, I was so happy. And I probably watch his games more than anybody's games now because I like to see, him be successful because he's out for 15 months, bro.
That's a long time, bro.
That's a long time.
They did Melo so bad, man. Like the way, not his peers, the writers, the analytics and everything else. Like it was bad.
The thing is, they're trying to make it like Melo. What isn't Melo, dude? Like
right.
Like come on.
And the coldest part is they made people start believing that. Not peers, but other people like, oh, he's not Melo. Are y'all crazy?
The bad part wasn't when Melo got his chance and whoever was guarding that man, boy. You get that little 4-corner block and when he gets over, bro.
The thing, like the situation in Houston, right? Nothing against Houston, but the style of play doesn't fit Melo. Right. Melo plays within the mid-range, and then he works his way in. Right, that's the foundation for his game. They want threes or layups, right? So it made him look bad, but now he's back how Portland plays. They play all 3 levels, so that's why he's successful. He got game.
So another thing that stands out, JC, that's critical too is look at what Chris Paul did. Going into OKC. Me and D, we're sitting back like, oh snap. Chris was in the gym with me all summer, and I'm like, Chris finna be an all-star. They put him on a team that was not lead to do anything.
And he can lead. He can be who he is.
He can lead, yeah.
But the system of playing mid-range and letting Chris be Chris is smart enough to put the pieces together and to have the ability to play. And that's what I'm saying with you, that he just got another opportunity because they were trying to turn the system on Chris.
Absolutely. And see, he went back and listen to some of Chris's quotes. He's like, man, I'm just having fun hooping again. Like, you know what I mean? He's just having fun hooping. He ain't got to think about this or that. He can go out there and hoop and lead. And I told Chris, I said, see, this is going to be one of the greatest things you've done in the NBA is getting this team, before all this happened, like getting this team to the playoffs. This was supposed to be a blow-up rebuilding year, right? You remember people like to go play there. They was trying to that whole thing out.
He had a borderline. He had like a borderline, like he not in the front runner for MVP, but he had like an MVP type of season. His value that he brought to that team, man. Because
MVP light for sure.
Yes. And he not just support playing, like he's impact playing. Like they're winning directly because of his play. And so that
run right through him.
Absolutely. And like you said, he's getting to play all three levels of basketball. And I think, man, this new generation of basketball, it's only one and a half levels of basketball, you know.
Hey, the best player I ever seen hit more mid-range shots than anybody.
Hey, the top scorers of all time, none of them are all-time great three-point shooters.
Well, look, it's not like rocket science, right? Like if somebody's guarding me, and just like all the teams now want threes and layups, the defense knows that too. So they're gonna try to keep you away from that. We'll take the in-between game to keep them off balance, and then come back.
Right.
And it's funny. It's funny when the playoffs happen. Everybody goes in there.
Goes right, exactly.
Come on, man, what are you talking about?
What are you doing? Yeah, what are we talking about? Oh my
goodness. I don't understand it either, Jay. I don't get it.
It's crazy, but it's amazing also that we're letting people kind of control how we're supposed to play. You know what I mean? Like, where's the beauty? It's funny when I'm watching.
That's what we said,
there's
right?
Individual players, but every team's playing the same way. Like, where's the beauty and the creativity of doing stuff different and mixing it up? That's what makes
the different style.
Right.
It was so Lakers was different than Detroit, which was different than Chicago, which was different than Boston.
Facts. And then modern day, you got what was the Lakers was different than AI Sixers, which was different than the New Jersey Nets, which was different than Dirk's. You know what I'm saying? Dirk's Mavericks, which was way different than Phoenix Suns. It was like beauty, and then when they played against each other, it was like a clash of styles.
And you know what's crazy? Like we talk about the analytics and the no mid-range and all that. It's funny, before Steph and them won, they were saying, oh, no jump shooting team can win a championship. This is all gimmick basketball.
This is fact. This is a fact.
So
this is a fact.
So like, what are we talking about? Right? All the best players, if you look at them, and the best scorers in history, from Kobe to Jordan to KD to
Karl Malone.
All of them. Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki was a mid-range killer. Absolutely.
You know when you look at coaching and just to piggyback on what you guys talking about style of play, when you look at the triangle offense, and we're just looking at Phil Jackson now, right? When Phil and Tex Winter was putting in a triangle offense, they were talking about body movements, right? But Michael really excelled in it, and Kobe did also, because it almost put him in a position where there was no play calls. They can make their own plays. It's just that you had 20, 30 reads within a triangle part of the floor, and so it forced the players to take ownership. And people was yelling the triangle, but what I think what Phil did amazingly is he was able to help, like Doc help you flourish into a leader, into a player, and that's why I think it should be different systems and not all playing the same way. Like everybody should be coached to the strength of their team and not what they can do.
And you should adjust to your team. That's why I give Popovich so much credit. Think about before Kawhi kind of took his step, averaging 25. They had the whole point two motto, right? Hold it for point two, got to move. You got to move. Kawhi, they started like doing 1-4 flats. Like they adjusted to him, right? Get your thing.
Absolutely.
Your Kawhi was 25. It was killer. So I give Pop credit for that. You can't ever lose the purity of basketball, bro. Like, I'm like, does the mid-range take away points? Does it count? Then what we talking about? As long as it counts.
Right.
2 points is 2 points.
But at the same time, though, you take some. So if a mid range is somebody's strength and they're great at it, if you take that away and as a coach, you're like, you know what, I don't want you to do that. You're not getting the best out of your player. Then what's the point of having that? Like, I don't understand that we want this dude, but we don't want to use him in the way to
You're
help
forcing him.
Like,
to
I don't
think,
understand.
And basketball is not a thinking sport.
I just don't understand that. Like, it doesn't make sense. If this dude does this well, I don't care what we talking about. You need to go and do that to help me. I'm not going to put you over here and make you do something you don't do well. That makes you just as good, just as, makes you the same as everyone else, mediocre like everyone else in that sense. It's like use the dudes what they're good for.
Like that's part of Doc's genius. Doc doesn't try to change. Like for example, Lou Will likes to go left. Everybody knows it, right?
Yeah.
Doc's okay. Most of all my players go right, but if the ones who are going for Lou, they going left.
Exactly.
We gonna make him be the best version so it can help our team, and that's Doc's genius. Like he will not get in the way of because of his ego saying, "Oh, you got to do it this way." Oh, you like doing that? He's like, okay. Doc's like, okay, I see it this way. You see something else? Okay, we don't know what you see because you out there playing, right? You make the read.
Absolutely. And to touch on what you said about Golden State, it's a misconception that was just a 3-point shooting team.
No, they were shooting middies.
People, that's what's fooling because Steph was a mid-range killer. Clay is a mid-range killer.
Yeah, bro. Any shots you had, you take.
Hey, what's his name? Sean Livingston.
Oh, he was a
killer.
Mid-range king.
I'm glad you brought him up, right? So do you think Sean Livingston in the playoffs, especially, would be as effective if Coach Kerr was like, you got to shoot threes or layup?
No,
let's post him up. Let's get the mid-range. Let's get.
He wouldn't have shot at three. He wouldn't have shot one. Right. The best coach gets the best out of all their players. I mean, for example, like let's talk about my team. Somebody like T.J. Warren. Now, usually a coach don't want nobody. We just want you to shoot a three when you get to the basket. It's like, no, T.J., go do what you do. This dude will shoot floaters from anywhere. It's like you have to get the best out of your players. Like I just don't understand where it comes in. Again, we're the best in the world. We're the best in the world. We have the best players in the world. We should have the best coaches in the world, best people making decisions in the world. Why don't we have each person doing what they do well? That's what makes a good team.
And part of that's on the coaches to get to know these players. I tweeted that about when I was Last Dance. I'm like, you got to get to know your players. With Phil and Rodman's relationship. No coach in the world would let Rodman leave. But Phil knew if I let him do that, he's gonna come back with a clear head. We're gonna get the best Rodman. Yeah. I'm not gonna say Rodman, you can't go, because now me and him are at odds, and it's gonna be rebellious, and it's gonna bring down the team.
JC, Phil not only let Rodman go, he convinced the best player in the world that it was going to help our team for him to let loose. And Jordan is like, nah. And Jordan even went and got him out the bed. Like, yo, come back, bro. We let you loose.
But my thing is, if you get to know your players and they know you truly care about them and what's best for them, they'll run through a wall for you. They'll do anything in the world for you.
Right.
Period.
And you have to pick players, not just talented players, but players that fit the system that you're trying to play. And a lot of times they get in the best quote unquote rated player, but not the best player that fits in their system to make them win.
Right.
Hey, my grandma taught me a long time ago, too much of anything is bad for you. You don't need let people star in their roles. You don't need all the same things, right?
Yep.
You need some of everything. That's what's so good about it. Oh, you like ketchup? Okay, I like hot sauce. You like salt? I like, but it can all go together. But you can't have, you know what I mean? Like, that's just not how it works. You need everybody to star in their role.
Absolutely.
Wow. As we wrap it up, I know we're getting close to wrapping up. I got one question, but I know somebody else may have a question. What's your top 5 basketball movies?
Ooh,
that's hard to do, bro. You steady asking questions that are impossible.
I gotta go. Loving basketball.
That is 5. Is that 5?
Oh, we in order too? You
got to be in order.
Yeah, you doing the order.
It's hard to go order. It's hard to go in order, man.
Okay, then let's just go top 5 then.
Yeah, pass. Loving basketball. Above the rim.
Mm-hmm.
He got game.
Yes,
I love it.
Oh,
I feel like that's my life, bro. For real, I feel like that's my life. High school victory. Throw some names. What am I missing? If you give me a couple, I can.
You got White Man Can't Jump. You got Space Jam. You got
Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams.
Through the Fire. Yeah.
Hoop Dreams in there. That's 4.
And you
Don't
got
forget
and you got
Shaq
blue
and
chips.
Penny.
And you got blue
You
chip.
got blue chips.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to Last Dance. This is a movie right
Absolutely. Clap it up for my hey, clap it up for Jay Crossover. Hey,
You got Hoosiers. You got
hey, he said it, man. The last dance, baby.
I like it. I like it.
here. Man, we got 10 hours? What we do to deserve this? We got 10 hours to go. Come on, man.
Crazy.
Come on, dog.
Facts.
On, dog.
That's a pretty nice list too, by the way. I can't disagree with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all a question. See, have you ever seen Jordan in person?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have.
Yes.
Cole, have you ever seen Jordan in person?
I think I have.
Oh,
I feel like at the Charlotte game I might have.
Me and
Never
Jay
met him, though.
Go down to his camp in Santa Barbara.
I've met him before and all that, but I haven't seen him in person. No, I seen him live, but not in person.
What about you, Justin?
I don't remember if I did. I never talked to him, so it was far away if I saw him.
Yeah. I got to kick it with him.
I'm telling y'all, I've seen so many different people, and I've seen from Barack Obama and these people, like, they stand out when they walk in the room. There's no question about it. When I see Michael Jordan, there's a white glow around him. I promise you guys.
You're the second person to say
Jamie
that.
Foxx said that.
You're the second person to say that.
It's
Jamie.
It's something totally different from the way he moves to everything. Like, it's amazing. Like, I've seen so many different people, and this dude has a glow around him. It don't even look real. It don't even look real.
That's crazy.
Hey, and his shoes are the same way. When he wearing the Jordans, hey man.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. Ain't it crazy when he got Jordans on? Don't they just look different than everybody else?
hey, but they're the same. Hey, look, they might be the same color you got on, but they look totally different.
Bro, same shoe, but when he got them on with his ankle socks and
the socks lead.
It just looked different. Everything about this dude.
AI said that in his Hall of Fame speech. He was like, "Man, he got on the Jordans."
For real.
Yeah, they look so cold, bro.
Oh man, this dude.
Bro, he's just another level, bro.
Ever. Hey, I got something for you. He gave me his I got the first Jordans he ever wore against the Bulls and the last one.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay Crossover, you see what I got sitting back there? You see them J's back there? We keep some around
Come on,
now.
man, you know I see them. But
Hey,
the
man,
trophies blinded me though. The trophies blinded me first, but I see the days.
Yes, sir.
I got. I don't know if you can see. I got Kobe's right there.
Oh yeah.
The Mambas.
Those are cold.
Some
The
Mambas.
last time we played against each other, you signed him for me.
That's dope.
You gotta elaborate on Cole, bro. You got to. You have to. You have to.
Jordans, here you
Bro,
go.
it's a lot of MJ praise. We gotta talk about Cole.
Stop that now for real though. But don't do that. Don't speak of them like they in the stop. Don't do that now.
I'm just saying, bro. He was
Kobe, you
he
know
was
we love
close.
Kobe, but it's what's today? Today is
MJ Monday.
We're not doing no disrespecting. We're not disrespecting the day, man.
Go ahead.
Oh, I got. It's MJ Monday, but we gotta show the mama some love. Too.
Okay, we're gonna show him some love.
Mike James said it the best.
Yes,
we
he
had
did.
Mike James on.
Yes, he
Mike
did.
James said it the best. How did he put it, Cole?
He said Kobe Bryant is the human form of MJ.
That's real.
He said MJ is not from the planet, totally different. He said, but the earthly form.
I like that.
That's
dope.
real.
Hey, this dude, man, like, so I don't even know where to start. All right, I'm gonna tell you when he came to my pro-am. So we're up here playing a celebrity softball game, Richard Sherman softball game, and every time somebody come to Seattle, they be like, "Mark, give him the pro-am." I mean, like the kids, everybody. So this is the one dude I'm nervous to ask. I'm like, we know each other and was always respectful. I ain't never broke bread with him like that. So, man, I said, Cole, man. I was like, I gotta do it. I said, Cole, man. Everybody see, I think you come to this pro-am, man. Can you stop by? Can you come by? He's like, you playing? I said, yeah, I'm a player. He said, I'm coming. And one of his dudes from Nike, I can put him out there. One of his dudes was like, nah, we got to go to LA. We got to get back. He's like, nah, I'm going to watch Jamal play. So he brought his whole family, wife, daughters, everybody, and made time to come watch him play in the pro-am, man. Like, that dude was so giving.
Wow.
And so everything. Yeah. He was like, And after that, like our relationship really took off. So we texting all the time and everything. But like he was just so giving. Like that morning, I'll never forget. And the world ain't been the same since, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't.
I mean, it's crazy for me too to hear all these stories about how giving he was and how he was as far as helping other people and stuff.
All the time.
And obviously remember when he said, like any player wanted to ask him, for help, whatever, he would do it. And that summer I worked out with you, Chris, the first time, right. I actually thought about hitting Kobe. I was like, you know what? I was like, he probably not gonna work with me. I was like, I'm not even gonna do that. And like now, it's not many things I regret in life, and I actually regret not trying to contact him.
He would have.
I never told anyone that. I never told anyone that either. But I was like, bro, like hearing all this stuff, I was like, bro, I should have asked. You should have just asked.
Yeah, you should. He would have absolutely. He would love that.
I
was
know.
His whole thing. Like,
I mean, I see now. I was never, in contact with Kobe really like that. Like Drew was a little more than me, but I never really was. I never even got to play with him. Every time we played each other, either he was playing or I wasn't. So that's one thing I wanted to happen was guard Kobe. Never had to happen, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna ask him. And I was like, no, you know what? And like now, it's like I said, I don't regret much in life. It was like I wish I would have asked him. Like because hearing all these stories now, you hear everything obviously after when certain things happen, or you don't listen, And
true.
be honest with you, I didn't really listen. I was like, no, I had my own thing in my own head. So it's just crazy to hear how generous he was. Like he brought his whole family to your joint. That's just dope, bro. Like Kobe was great, but he was still a good person.
Like he moved the plane.
So, y'all wait, right.
He had every reason in the world to be like, nah,
I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, that's crazy.
He's like, nah, and he came and watched the game.
That's dope, man.
I had a special Kobe moment as well. He took a picture with my mom and dad after the game. And before the game, I asked him, could I get his shoes afterwards? Would he sign me a pair? And after the game, I went in the locker room. He signed them, personalized them to Norris.
That's dope, man.
From Kobe. And then took a picture. I didn't even introduce him to my mom and dad. When we walked out the locker room, he was like, how you doing, Miss Cole and Mr. Cole? And I said, Cole, how you know? I said, how you know it was them? He was like,
looked at me like, Cole. Right, he just looked at me like,
come on now.
That's dope.
Yeah, that was a pretty special moment right there.
Man, he did it for so many people, and that in itself is special. But people got a chance to know that side of him, besides away from the court, and that was dope.
Mm-hmm. And I think he did it in his own time because while he was trying to wreck the league, that wasn't his motivation. His motivation was to wreck the league. All this friendly stuff, we can do that later.
100%.
And it's like as he seen this basketball mortality come. Then he loosened up and said, now it's time for me to give back. And that's what he did.
Yeah, and he saw that part. Like the end game, like you said at first, it was chasing championship. He's like, no, the real end game is trying to see somebody be the best version of themselves. And that's why I'm sure he would have been like, oh, come work out, come kick it. You know what I mean? That's just who he is.
Yeah.
Especially you an LA kid, too. You from LA?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, I was in my own space. So like, no. I was like, maybe next summer, you know how that conversation can go with yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a lot going on too. I just had my daughter was probably like around 1, so I was like, man, I don't know if I can add. Cause Chris knows I was working out. At 5 a.m, I would leave and go work out with Drew and them, and I'll do another basketball workout. I was like, man, I can't add another one. I was like, I'll just wait. Yeah, I was for sure nervous because, like I said, Drew knew him a little bit. Drew, he was up at the Mama Academy now, and like Drew went and spoke to him and everything. So I could have easily done it, but I was like, nah, I guess I was just too nervous to be like, you know what?
Pause that. Drew's my favorite, bro. Like he's the most underrated guard to me.
100%.
Solid.
Like, it's silly how good he is.
Bro, 100%.
I make sure to tell him that every time I see him.
Yeah, Drew Cole.
People walking like two underrated guards, but Drew is something else, bro.
Fast.
Both of them, every time, both of them are tough.
Yeah, he play like he's left-handed. That's crazy.
He wanted to be left-handed as a kid, so he pretty much is. My dad's left-handed, so Drew wanted to be left-handed, so he tried to do everything with his left hand, and he pretty much is, yeah.
Him
he can shoot
left-handed. Might be the most ambidextrous guards I know.
Yeah, Mike is crazy too.
Yeah, speaking of that, Drew used to shoot threes left-handed in 7th grade, and I didn't even think about it until now. And I'm like, bro,
Drew shot him.
That's crazy.
He did it in high school games.
Yeah.
Aaron can shoot with his left hand too. I'm the only one that I can. Like, if we shoot a competition, Chris will see me. I can make some, but like they can. Drew and them can like step back. Drew and Aaron can step back left hand, like can just with their left hand, like it's.
That's how Nate Robinson is. Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Nate a freak, boy. Just can do everything.
So Jay, I got one more last question from me. So I looked at just your career stats in 3 years. I mean, you've played for 20 years. Out of 20 years, there's only been 3 times where you haven't averaged double figures, which is
The last one.
I know, which is remarkable. And a lot of us feel like you should still be in the league. What would you give? What advice would you give yourself? A player that's in your situation. What would you give them? In terms of like keeping their head up and making sure they stay focused on the journey to getting back to the league.
That was the word I was going to use, just to embrace the journey. Like everybody's role is different. I didn't even get normal minutes until my 4th year in the league. So my first year I get drafted, don't play a lot. Going into my 2nd year, I tear my ACL, come back early. 3rd year, I think I'm going to play. They draft Jay Williams, who had all the hype, and he was going to be the starting guard at the time. So I didn't get like consistent minutes to my 4th year. And so, like, just embrace your journey. Everybody's journey is different. You know what I mean? And don't look I think to have blinders on, right? So don't look so much to the side. This guy did this guy did that. Like, run your race.
Stay in your lane.
You know what I mean? Stay in your lane and be the best you can do. And compete with yourself. You know what I mean? Don't be like, oh, this dude, because everybody's situation ain't the same, right? So you can't even use it as a template, like, oh, this guy's averaging this or doing that. Run your race. Compete with yourself, and if you're cheating yourself, and if you're like, okay, I had a good day, now I got to make another good day. You know what I mean? So run your race and just embrace your journey. I think those are the two. And stay in love with the game. That's my biggest thing, because right now you have so many different things that you can
listen.
You can go to, and you can keep the main thing the main thing.
Right.
Like stay in love with the game, and everything else will come. If you're good to the game will be good to you.
That's great advice. I had to think those same thoughts, man, when I was in Miami as a rookie, because, I came in as a rookie who was used to doing a lot coming from college, and I saw other players I was just as good as or better being able to do more. But like you said, I stayed in my lane, embraced my role, and I was able to, win a couple of championships, bro. And even though I wasn't able to put up the big numbers that they were doing, I still was able to have a special.
You had a hell of a career. And another thing, the last part is to be able to embrace adversity. Because there's going to be bumps in the road. I don't care who you are. There's going to be bumps in the road. So adversity just don't build character, it reveals it. When you fall down, get up. Because there's going to be bumps in the road. Like, how you going to respond to that? That tells more about who you are than when everything's going good. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at everything as a challenge. I never came off the bench before in my life. Until I was like, you know what? I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being known like this. I'll do whatever it takes to win. Okay, now you got to prove you just as nice to off the bench, right? So I went from, man, I feel weak. The first game, man, I feel weak. Why am I going off the bench? Then I had to trick myself like, oh, they just saved me. I'm Superman. Superman's coming in to save the day. So whatever it takes, be able to adjust. And that's, like I said, that's one of the most things I'm proud about in my career is being able to adjust to any situation.
That's dope.
I don't know, Jamal, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but you were one of the players that have helped me pretty much in being where I am because I've paid attention to you coming off the bench. I know, first of all, how you treated me since I first met you. I know it seems like I'm just like gassing.
I remember your recruit visit.
Yeah, Jamal's always been like, you've always, like, because thinking about I'm coming to college, is like, Jamal, like, talking to me is like, that's dope as I don't know what, but you was always a good person. You always like, what's up? You always, I got 2 girls, so like, I got a soft place for kids.
No.
Yeah, so I've always been like, Jamal, like he didn't ever have to, you never had to talk to me. You never had to be like that with me. So I'm going to say I appreciate that. And then how you carried yourself. I'm in a position right now where I come off the bench, but I don't have no problem doing it because I know I just come off and come in and do what I got to do, just like Jamal does. It's like, so I know how I'm looking at you, but I know there's other people that look at you the same way. And for you to, again, come on here and say all this because kids need to hear this, need to understand how it is to be a Jamal Crawford, how it is to be just to make it, make it in life, period. And just to show you that, it's important for them to hear, but it was important for me to hear and see as well. And how you treated me, I just want to say I appreciate you, bro. You never
told me that. Thank you.
Conversation with you ever, but yeah, just I feel like it's my time. I got to be able to.
Yes, sir.
You can't miss moments. You can't miss moments to tell people and speak to people because I've done that before. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just say it now because I don't know I'll be able to talk to you.
That is dope. That is dope because you never know the effect you have on people, but what you're saying is what Doug Christie and Gary Payton did for me. Mm-hmm. And I knew what it meant to me as a kid. Like, man, and just saying hello, what it meant to me. So I said, you know what? if I'm ever in a position, I'm never turn down a kid for an autograph. I'm never doing none of that because, you know, as players, we moving, going fast.
Right.
And it's just a moment for us. For that kid, it lasts a lifetime. I still remember who told me they wouldn't sign my autograph and how I felt when they did that.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's just, and now you're gonna take it to the next generation, and that's
100%.
how it keeps going. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's really, really dope. I appreciate that. For real.
Yeah, no, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Mark, thank you for coming on, man. The podcast, bro.
Thanks for joining the platform. Jay Crossover.
My God, we got to do a part 2 at some point.
We do.
Oh, absolutely.
We do.
Absolutely.
Hey, say less.
Absolutely.
Say less.
Yeah.
Easy.
Hey, Mark. Hey, JC. I got the. Hey, what the ones look like?
Oh,
So what's your ones look like? Is they still razor sharp?
Hey, Cole, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm over here making up new moves. I didn't get it. Hey.
Okay.
Me and Jimmy would play one-on-one every single day in Minnesota, and me and Booker play one-on-one every day in Phoenix. So, and me and Chris play one-on-one every day in LA. They sharp.
They still, you know what I'm saying? They still is what it is.
Oh no,
yeah, we get.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so I know yours are too. You was always in phenomenal shape. I know your one is still like that.
Absolutely. You know, for our position, once your ones go,
Everything.
hey, unless you 6'9". Hey, unless you 6'9", if your ones go, hey, it's over with, baby.
It's over with.
Yeah, you gotta have your one.
I feel really good though. I feel healthy and everything, so I'm good. I'm back off the backboard dunking. You ain't seen that tape yet. Yeah, for real.
Okay, we need footage. We need footage.
We don't want to hear nothing about age out there. No excuse.
We don't.
How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? It was based on how you feel, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I tell anybody, I say, you go line them up. We can race any day of the week. We can play ones any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
You know what I mean? We can go on that pull-up bar, push-up bar any day of the week, and we gonna see. That's all I say.
Yep. Now you go get a dog.
Oh. Well, thank you so much.
Man, we appreciate you all, man.
And we'll get you on, Jay. You just got to let us know your schedule, man.
Yeah, let us know.
Because we'd love to have you back on, bro.
Man, whenever, bro. Whenever you want, just let me know some days and we'll knock it out.